Hello and welcome back to the North American Rival Series play-ins. We had 6 spots open for the Rival Series this season at the beginning of this stream, and now only 4 remain. 72 Pin Connector and Absolute Leverage have made their way in. We are looking to see who is going to be the next one. That is going to be between Randy Gibbons River Rats versus Affinity. Randy Gibbons River Rats consists of Classics, Astro, and Alpha Cap. And Affinity consists of Jordan, Percy, and Magic Bear. Hunted, I'm going to start with you. What do you think going into this one? Because we talked a little bit about it off stream.
Yeah, these all 6 players, I think I said this last time, all 6 players, they deserve this opportunity. They've been grinding it out. They're all wonderful players. I mean, I think the River Rats kind of have the more well-known names. I mean, you look at somebody like Classics, I think everybody that is watching the stream knows who Classics is, Astro, Alpha Cap as well. On the other side for Affinity, Percy and Jordan, they've been more, I would say they're a bit quieter in making their name through the bubble scene, but they're just as skilled, they're just as good. And Affinity is one of those teams that if you don't know them, it could be an eye-opener when you watch this series at just how good they are.
Well, I'm ready, Hunted, for my eyes to be open here. I know we were talking about that like Ryan said. I mean, I look at River Rats and I look at those 3 players, and I'm definitely impressed by that roster led by Classics. So, hey, I'm ready for Affinity to show the world what they can do. What better moment here than in a potential qualifying match for Rival Series?
Well, I think you need to already have your eyes open. We've already had Absolute Leverage and Stompers show us that they've got what it takes to compete at this high level. So, I mean, if you're not convinced yet that some of these teams can step up, Sam, I don't know what's going to do it for you. But going into this next one, what are y'all's predictions? Sam, I'm going to start with you.
All right, since you guys been throwing shade so much, I'm going River Rats all the way. They're going to just completely run Affinity out of this place. 3-0 sweep. Classics just pops off something we've never seen before from him. Yeah, and who goes against Gibbs? You guys are wrong, so I want to see what you guys say too.
You know, it's kind of funny because I'm going to agree that I think the River Rats win the series. But I don't think it's going to be 3 straight games. Hey, I'm saying that Affinity is a very good team. I didn't say they were going to win necessarily. I think the River Rats have what it takes. They've got the experience. They've got, they've been here. They've been here before. They know what they're doing. I think it takes 5 games. Why not? We've seen 2 5-game series already. Why not have a second one or a third one? But, you know, I don't want anyone to count Affinity out going into this. I think you've got to give them their due.
I think I'm going to have to go against both of you, and I'm going to go for Affinity. I've seen these guys play for a long time now, and I think they all have just grinded their butts off for this one. I think they've got what it takes to compete at this level. But we've made our predictions. Now you can make yours at home. Do !RR if you want the River Rats to win, or do !AFF if you want Affinity to win. Looking forward to see what people at home are thinking, because I think you're going to have it. Probably more people are going to be looking at the River Rats, but I believe Affinity have what it takes to compete at this level with them. But that is going to be enough from me. I'm going to pass it off to you guys so you can take us into this great matchup that we're about to have.
Thank you very much, Ryan. And yeah, we are just about ready to get started with the River Rats and Affinity. And we've seen, again, you know, if you're joining us just now, you missed 2 wonderful series. It went to all 5 games both times. I implore you, once we're done here with this one, to go back and watch those VODs because it was just some great Rocket League. I have a feeling this one's going to be just the same. But, Sam, I mean, you were hyping up the River Rats a lot, and I've got to say that, you know, it's well-placed. They've earned that hype. You know, what do you think the key to the game for the team in blue this time? What do you think it's going to be for them to take down Affinity?
I've seen Classics sometimes Classics can get a little bit too far forward, can sometimes be that guy who sometimes is not as defensive. But honestly, that's been a long time since I've seen that Classics. That's been actually several years, even really, since I've seen that Classics. It's been a long time. We've been casting Rocket League for a long time. I don't know. The skill that I see, those are I can't count against 3 players of the notoriety of the River Rats. So what they need to do is win this game, honestly, Hunted, because this is their game to win. This would be a massive, massive victory for Affinity. That's just my personal thoughts on things. I know we've got some Affinity fans out in the chat as well.
We are underway. Game number 1 will be Affinity in orange, River Rats in blue. We'll go ahead and introduce the teams. The River Rats, Alpha Kep, Astro, and Classics. For Affinity, Magic Bear, Jordan, and Percy. Again, if you don't know the stakes, the winner of this best of 5 series, they get a ticket to the rival series for season number 9. The loser has to drop down to the loser's bracket. Great shot from Percy. Bar down, 1-0 for Affinity.
Wow, the accuracy from Percy as Magic Bear puts it out center. Beautiful play coming out from Affinity. And that is the first goal there for Orange. What a transition goal. Wow, they're ready to prove me wrong, I think, with a goal like that. That was absolute beauty of a play.
1-0 on the board for Affinity. Early stages here of game number 1. We'll see if they can add on to that as Magic shoots and scores. Top shelf, 2-0 for Affinity.
Add on, they do. The second goal falling here for Affinity as Astro can't make the play, and Magic Bear just waits him out, puts it up over top of Alpha Kep. Affinity starting to build on their first goal with a second here. Only takes them 51 seconds. River Rats were looking good, but now with a couple of goals from Affinity, it's River Rats who are behind.
Ooh, Jordan nearly had the deflection there. Magic was looking for the pass. Here comes Alpha. Underneath Percy, the bump on Magic Bear. Beautiful goal from Alpha Kep. Cuts the lead in half.
And that's a response, and it's an individual play from Alpha. He doesn't get the flip there, doesn't need it. Waits out the defender, and then that bump as well. Beautiful. Very, very heads-up play from Alpha Kep. River Rats now have cut the lead to 1.
Got to say, Alpha Kep sporting that new United skin there, decal I should say, on the Octane Salmon. Looks quite good when it's flying through the air like that. He will make this pass down towards Astro. Good save from Magic Bear. Alpha Kep able to find the touch there. It's Classics off the back. Well, he missed the play. Jordan shoots just off the bar. Nearly beat all 3. But still the ball in the blue half. Jordan can't beat Astro to that one. It will be Alpha to clear it away. Percy rotating back, using that back wall to find a booming clear all the way back down. That's dropped right on the lap of Magic Bear. He tries to go around everyone, but he can't quite turn it on goal. Still a 2-1 game for Affinity, and there's just about 2 minutes gone.
The patience from Affinity is paying off here early as they've been able to wait out River Rats a couple times. River Rats whiffing, and it's allowed Affinity to continue to get these chances that we see. They're pressing now yet again. Percy coming through. Can he get the shot on? He does. Classics, though, bailing out Astro, who is too far forward in the box.
Yeah, the passing plays from Affinity so good. Trying to open up a little bit more space on that River Rats half. They've been able to do it twice, but none since then as Alpha Kep nearly takes that away. Dangerous play in front of their own goal this time as now Classics will shoot. Good save by Jordan. Halftime has passed us by as Astro just whiffs the touch. Couple of flurries in front of the orange goal, but eventually they find the clear. Still a 2-1 game as Jordan tries to force something on goal. This is going to bounce up. Boots him out of goal, but the ball won't go across the line. Again, on the goal line, the River Rats come up big.
Yeah, especially after that bump as well. Astro able to center himself, get back on the line, and get that clear out. Big bump from Affinity, but doesn't lead to a goal. And now we see River Rats pushing downfield. Still time in this game to get this tied up, especially with just this 1-goal margin. Another close game again, Hunted. This is something I think we can expect as we move forward throughout the night. Every one of these series is going to be absolutely as close as it can be. Big shot for Classics. Return for Magic Bear.
Minute 35 left on the clock. Astro, he wants to force something now, but not going to be able to find it as Jordan slowly makes his way down the pitch. There's a turn from Classics. It's a giveaway there to Percy. Alpha Kep will cut it off through mid. Looking for the pass to Astro, but Magic in the way there. It's going to force Classics to play it off his line. Double commit from River Rats could be dangerous if Percy can turn this. Looking for the demo onto Classic's, not going to be able to quite find that. Final 70 seconds on the clock. Astro has a clear and open lane, but Jordan gets back down. Now Magic the other way, and Classics has to cut across to make the play.
I cannot believe Jordan was able to get over on that. He was dealing with the offensive player trying to bump him, and he still got down and got that clear. Amazing defensive stop there from Jordan, keeping this lead intact for Affinity.
Just like we've seen throughout the night, another close game. The ground pinch from Magic Bear nearly puts that one on goal. Astro will go up to make this touch. 30 seconds left. What do you know, Sam? It's a one-goal game in the dying moments as Magic Bear will pinch that over top. Alpha kept off his own back. Well, it's going to force Magic Bear to rotate back. Astro's waiting, but Percy cuts him off. 15 seconds left to go. Still a goal needed by the River Rats in this regulation time. But Magic Bear, he might have a second touch. No, Astro will cut him off. And with 5 seconds left on the clock, here's the transition. They've got to score here, or they will go down a game in the series. That's out in front. Magic Bear, the touch over the head of Classics. He can't get back to the ball, and Affinity take game one.
Wow. Just wow. The level of competitive play that we are seeing every single game tonight is absolutely unreal. Another one-goal game. I don't know how many one-goal games we have seen tonight. Seems like every single one has been like this. Affinity just sneaking away with the victory. But again, River Rats were pressuring to get that goal, to get within one. Looks like they might get the game tied up, but just can't find that offensive pressure. One thing I've seen from the teams is they're just so smart. It's so hard to beat each of the players on the field individually, much less get it past all three players to find that goal. Everyone is just getting so skilled. You're seeing a combination of intelligence and mechanics on display from these players, and it's just a sight to behold.
Yeah, it's a wonder, and there's a reason why half of these players will, at the very least half, it could be all of these players by the end of the night, but at the very least half of these players will be, professional Rocket League players in the rival series. As unfortunately, hey, this was, I think, our first server issue tonight. That's pretty good. We made it into the third series. Unfortunately, the server went down for maintenance. We'll get that going here in a second. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason why these players are going to become professional Rocket League players. They've got what it takes. We've seen the NA bubble scene just expand so much. I mean, there's so many good players now that you have to be the top of the top of the top just to get here.
Yeah, no doubt. And that the amount of players, even though the top is still that slimmest of margins, slim, chance, how many teams, so few teams get into the rival series and the ultimately RLCS, but at the same time, the number of players who continue to knock on the door and improve day in, day out, they're in the background. They are grinding to improve themselves. The overall competitive ability of the entire community, the entire bubble scene, as this bubble scene is really about to explode onto the scene in general. The guys at the top, they better watch out, and I'm sure they're taking note.
I really, really hope so, Sam, because there is some unbelievable skill in the bubble scene. I can't wait just, for the rest of today, but also for rival series. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. But let's go ahead. Let's transition back to this game. I think the players are getting ready to go. But I just want to say, Affinity, you've got to give it to them, Sam. They showed up and they said, look, we can play against this team.
They did, and they were extremely composed. That's one thing I really appreciated from their play is they didn't look awkward. They didn't look like River Rats scared them at all. You guys talked about how we should know these players, and they're showing the exact reason why. That was an impressive game one. Now they just have to build on that.
We are underway now. Game number 2. River Rats and Affinity. As Percy, ooh, what a touch! Percy fakes out the River Rats defense, and it's 1-0 for Affinity.
He started that play off. Did he touch it again? I don't think he did.
Oh.
He just threw them all off. That was something. What a bounce there. I mean, hey, they'll take it, I'm sure. Affinity start off early with a little bit of a lucky goal, but they all count.
That's similar to game 1. Affinity off to a 1-0 lead. Very, very early on. You know, I will say, Sam, that, you know, we talk about kind of the staples of the scene, and you look at River Rats as Alpha Cap. He's going to cut me off there. Ties the game with 25 seconds in.
Yeah, it is Alpha Cap as River Rats move downfield. Magic Bear needed some help from Percy, deciding to go for that challenge. Definitely a dangerous one, and it does not pay off as Alpha Cap gets that goal there. Good play as he does it all himself. River Rats back in. Still a ton of time, but another goal coming as it is Affinity. They're back on top.
It's Percy this time. Great read off the ceiling. That's just a good touch. Didn't give the defender any opportunity to go up and make that save. He would have had to pre-jump to get up to that ball. The River Rats find themselves back down a goal just 30 seconds in to game number 2 here as Classics wants to try to turn this towards the net. It's Magic up for it, looking for Jordan. Good play from Alpha. But again, now Percy trying to do what he can to generate more scoring opportunities for this Affinity squad. Hard off the ceiling. Percy! Hole off the post. Jordan's there. He'll hit the crossbar, and Classics cuts across to make the play. River Rats get away with one.
They really did. They had been taking out a couple of big demos from Affinity, but River Rats not able to take advantage. They will be thinking about that goal if they don't win this game here. Now they're being pressed as well as Affinity continue their offensive push, putting up shot after shot after shot against the 0 shots so far for River Rats. Wouldn't expect that. They do have a goal.
Already 6 shots for the Affinity side, and you're right, a goal on no shots for the River Rats. Just one of those little intricacies of Rocket League, I suppose. So there's Alpha Cap. He's going to go through mid. Great pass to Astro. That's just high. Alpha Cap will play it down towards Classics. It was a bump on Magic Bear, but Jordan in good position to cut across and make that play. What a fake on the wall to get by Alpha Cap there, though. It might be dangerous now as Alpha Cap was in great position for that play. Astro the touch, but Percy on the goal line to make the save. It's one of those things with Rocket League that sometimes those whiffs can work out in your favor.
No doubt, especially when players are expecting a touch every single time. You really don't expect players at this level to whiff. Big demo coming through. Classics beat Percy. No, he does not. Percy back, able to make the save, but another big demo there at mid. And even despite that, River Rats continue to press Classics on. 2 defenders back. Not enough. It's a tie game.
I say this sometimes, but this is really a bang-bang play. Astro to Classics. No chance for the Affinity defender. He got a piece of it, but it just wasn't enough. And the River Rats tie things up 2-2 with 2:40 to go. Great play from that, and now Astro a chance. He scores. Hard shot off the kickoff. Everybody on the River Rats getting involved. It's 3-2.
And a kickoff always so dangerous, especially when a team is willing to cheat up. You see Astro gets it past the cheating effort of Affinity, and with just 1 defender back, Astro able to get it through. Kickoff is such a crucial moment where you can see a goal at any time. There's another win for Astro. Can he get up and make this play? He's going to go up off the ceiling. Doesn't get it there, but looking for the double. Not able to find it. The River Rats proving they are dangerous off these kickoffs.
Here's Classics to play it back down. Alpha Cap one-on-one with Magic post and no follow-up. Classics didn't quite have the angle. He was a bit patient there. Wants to turn it around, and it may work out, although he's going to have to bail from that one. Had no chance of getting up to it as that's just too high from Alpha Cap. Now Astro, he'll play it along the side wall. 2 minutes left to go. It's a 3-2 game for the River Rats. That's a dangerous play from Alpha Cap. Jordan's going to cut it off. Can he make this play out of the corner? Look for the bump on Astro. Couldn't quite get there in time. It's solid plays, but there are a couple of missed touches that end up being scary. It's just the River Rats have gotten away with them so far.
Yeah, the speed of the River Rats sometimes can make up for some of those miscues as they can get back into play, and they're very good also at making sure they back their teammates up when you see those types of plays. You're going to see that defensively responsible game moving forward. They've got this lead, and they're going to look to stay on top. Pressure now, Jordan through the side. Magic Bear, he's going to get this ball. It's going to be dangerous.
Slippery set! Oh! He whipped it home! Magic, unbelievable 3-3!
Yeah, you can see he's wide open in the air, and that flip brain reset so dangerous. Defense gets there, but the big block from Magic Bear. What a play. Cannot leave these players open with any type of space, or else you will pay for it. Now we see Affinity back into River Rat's zone as we go back and forth. Affinity looking to regain that advantage.
60 seconds on the clock, tied up at 3. Affinity with a 1-0 series lead, trying to extend it to 2 if they can. But Classics and Co., they want to tie the series up heading into Game 3. Percy with the demo. It's going to be Astro. Play that down. Great pass from Alpha. Kept looking for Astro, but Jordan will turn it around. Now Astro has Alpha there, but a good touch from Magic. He's going to collect boost. Wait for the touch from Percy. Magic up for it now. Gets the fake on the defender, but Classics is there to play it away. And again, it's Alpha Kept to clear it on. Final 25. Regulation time, Game 2. And it's going to be Magic again with an opportunity. That's high. Down to Percy. He shoots. The demo is there. Sam, it's not science. It's not divine intervention. It's magic.
And it's Percy as well with the finish. Magic making sure there is no chance to make that save. Big demo through the box, gives Affinity that lead back, and now just 16 seconds to go. Affinity looking for that big series advantage, and they've got offense as well.
Ooh, Magic nearly puts that one home. 7 seconds left to go. Can Affinity finish this one out? Alpha kept all the way down the pitch. He's got Astro there. It's kept up. Alpha's not going to be able to get there in time. Magic will kill it. Affinity take Game 2.
Another win, another game, another win here for Affinity. It's been 2, and I'm telling you what, Ryan's starting to look real good, and a lot of that chat is looking real good as well. I know we had a lot of votes for Affinity out there, and they're proving that those votes were smart, at least so far. River Rats, man, they've competed. I tell you what, this has been another couple of really close games, but Affinity just too good in the end at finding those holes when they need them. And I got to call out Percy there. What a game, leading his team with that hat trick.
Absolutely. And, you know, just for the record, I think Ryan looks good all the time, and not just now. But anyway, moving on.
True.
But, you know, I do have to say, Percy, the hat trick was great. I still think Magic deserves kind of game MVP for that, because he had that flip reset goal, barred down to tie the game. He creates the offensive opportunity for that game-winning goal, gets the demo on the defender as well. Percy gets the goal, of course, and it was great positioning from him. But I think you gotta shine the spotlight on Magic Bear at the end of that game.
No doubt, and when they gave him space, I knew that was going to be trouble. You could see he had all the time in the world off the wall, and he had boost to work with, and that is going to be a recipe for just danger for the other team, and River Rats not able to get through. So this is potentially the last chance for River Rats. If they don't want to go down in the lower bracket, they're going to have to get themselves a win here, and it would take a potential reverse sweep for them to stay up in this upper and get into the rival series. Are they up to the task? Ooh, I don't know, but that's not a good sign.
Well, if the game ended 3 seconds in, Affinity would win it. Great kickoff there from Percy, but this is not how you want to start the game if you're River Rats here, Sam. You just dropped the last 2. They were very close games. It looked like you might have had the victory in Game 2, but some heroics late. And you want to start off on the right foot, but now you're down a goal yet again.
And it can happen anytime you cheat up. Both of these teams love to cheat up on the kickoff, which means potential for a goal every time. We saw it there from Affinity. We saw a similar goal from River Rats last game. But yeah, those kickoffs will continue to be dangerous. Dangerous shot there. Jordan doesn't need to make a save. Does get a save on the second opportunity. And that one will not be.
Good touch from Astro to clear that one away. Magic hard around. Not going to be able to find that space as Classics just gets a touch on it. Here's Magic again. Off the back wall. Percy was lurking, but it will be Astro again to touch that one into the corner. Now Jordan, 4:10 left to go. Hard down towards Alpha Kept. Percy's going to turn on it. Astro, ceiling touch towards the net. And again, it's Jordan to play it away. Minute gone. 1-0 for Affinity with the River Rats. Backs against the wall. The death clock is ticking here, Sam, as good friend Squid would say. And River Rats, they need to find this goal.
Yeah, but there is still a lot of time. Don't have to get too out of their element. You don't want to see them try to change their game too much. But you're right, as the time ticks down, you know that's going to be in the back of their mind, needing to at least tie this up. The pressure is on.
That's towards the net. Hard clear from Alpha right to Classics, and they're back in the orange zone. We'll see if they can generate some time now as Astro down to Alpha. Good save from Jordan. Rebound out towards Astro. He can't get all of it. And it will be cleared away by Percy. Is that on goal? No, just off. It's on the line, though. Alpha gets it away. It's still out of the goal. He makes the save. Unbelievable from the River Rats. They keep it a 1-goal game.
And they're back down 2, and that's Astro. Wow. Alpha kept big save down on the other end. Keeps his team in it, and then feeds Astro for the tying goal. What a sequence there from Alpha Kev.
A 2-goal swing, absolutely. That looked like Affinity's second 100%, but a heroic play on the line by Alpha, and as you said, a beautiful pass as well. We are tied at 1. 2:50 to go. Game number 3. There's a pass looking for Percy. He's going to turn back. Wasn't in great position for it. Will be Classics to play it high. Double commit by Jordan and Percy both. Alpha Kev ends up getting dunked there by Percy. Jordan lurking. Gonna try to challenge this one, but it will be Classics to play back down towards Astro. Halftime says goodbye now as that's down in front. Jordan on goal. He scores. A bouncer in the back of the net. 2-1.
River Rats started to chase the play a little bit on defense. They were having trouble keeping up with these touches from Affinity, and that leads to this goal as the final defender not able to make the touch. Affinity back on top. River Rats worked so hard for that tying goal, and they've seen it evaporate here, but there still is a lot of time, so not ready to count them out yet. We'll see, Hunted. This is big for Affinity. They have played so well so far.
That they have, and they've got a 1-goal lead in a potentially qualifying game. If they can close it out here, they will be moving on to the rival series. I know we've said that so very much today, but you've got to be reminded of the stakes that these players are playing for. This is to become a professional Rocket League player, as now Classics looking for Alpha Kev. Great play from Magic Bear to read that one. Plays it away. Astro getting bumped there. Here comes Magic Bear. Can he get around to Alpha? Not quite. Minute 40 left to go. Here's Percy. This is coming off the back wall. Good clear from Classics. Will be Percy to try to chip this one along, but it's Alpha Kev again through mid to play it away. 90 seconds left to go. Classics. Solid clear. Demo. Can they turn in time? Magic Beard not able to get the clear. Jordan in a very awkward spot. He ends up getting the touch he needs, though. It's off of Alpha Kev and gone.
There it is. There it is.
And there it is indeed. Astro gets his second. It comes out of nowhere again.
Yeah, it really did. It just was a clear off that side wall, and that demo opened up the net for just a second. Percy and Jordan both there, not able to get it done. Affinity can't let themselves out of this game. They've got to keep their eyes on the prize right now. This is their chance. If they let River Rats back in this series, you never know what might happen moving forward.
65 seconds. All that remains in regulation time now. 2-2. River Rats and Affinity battling it out. This is just game 3. The River Rats, they need to score to send us to a game 4. Here's Magic. He's going to play this one down the pitch. Classics, solid clear. Percy rotating around. 40 seconds left. Jordan and Alpha Kev, they will combine. Now Magic up for it. Solid touch by Classics, but Astro's there to find it. Final 30 seconds. This is dangerous. Percy is there. It's Alpha Kev to make the play. Jordan waiting, but won't get an opportunity as Alpha finds the clear.
A couple of real dangerous chances there for the River Rats defense. They've got to stay strong here as Affinity continue to push. Affinity have the pressure as now Percy's up off the back wall. Magic Bear waiting, roaming around. All 3 players of Affinity. Just 10 seconds to go. Will this be overtime or will we see a late goal? Here's Classics now down the field, up over top, but the accuracy not there. Astro not as well. Save. Jordan, big save, Hunted. Woo!
And there we go. We're in overtime. The save on the line from Jordan keeps us at 2, And now things all square. Jordan might have a chance here, but Astro wins it. Classics one-on-one with Magic. He pushes it out in front, and Magic gets there in time. Now Magic down towards Jordan. He's looking for an opportunity against Alpha. Doesn't really have the boost, and it will be cleared away. As now Classics down onto the hood of Percy. He'll clear it on. Can't get the second touch. Jordan's up in the airport now. Has Percy in mid, but it's Alpha. There's Astro. Can he put it on goal? What a save on the line again by Magic. It's Classics down in front, and Percy will clear. And Affinity keep their hopes alive in Game 3.
My palms are literally leaking right now. I cannot imagine how players feel. Overtime, just the first minute, but tense as can be. Big save from Magic earlier, and we play on in this Game 3 overtime.
Here's Classics towards the net. Good play from Jordan. It's Astro again, looking for Classics. Percy's already up. Now Magic to continue it on. Can he get the double touch? No, Astro will take it away. Percy to Jordan, looking for maybe a second one. No, Astro's going to come off the back wall and play it. Percy, not the greatest touch. This gives Alpha Cap some space. It'll be towards the back wall. Magic over towards Percy, and that's all the way back down the pitch. Still, we play on in overtime. 1:20 gone. That is towards Classics. Now Percy back wall. He'll play it, looking for Jordan for the secondary touch. He finds that. Alpha, again, keeping everything to the corners. Can Percy make something of this? Not quite. Astro, not the greatest touch, but it will be Classics to clear. Demo onto Astro. Percy up for it. Solid touch. Magic Bear now out of the corner. Here's Classics. Percy avoids the demo and gets a touch on net, but it's Astro easily to save that one away. Jordan back down to Magic Bear. Now Classics looking for Alpha Cab. Double commit could be dangerous, but Magic Bear's there. It's a soft touch towards the net. No problems for Alpha Cab. We have played 2 minutes into overtime. Nobody's been able to break this tie. This could be dangerous if Magic can turn on it, but Astro's there.
We are seeing Affinity find another gear right now. River Rats doing everything they can just to keep up with this play. Affinity are in the zone. But if this goes on, if River Rats can find a way to win, you never know what can happen. This feels like one of those games where it could be a heartbreaker. But I tell you what, Affinity have controlled this entire overtime.
Here's Percy. By Alpha Cat, Magic's up for it. Come off the back wall, Astro off the ceiling. Jordan's already there. That's towards the net. Alpha makes a touch, and it will be cleared away. Now Percy looking for Jordan through mid. It's Classics this time, and Magic Bear to clear. Has Percy waiting in mid for a touch. Here's the double, just wide from Magic. Nearly ended the series there, but we continue to play. Jordan up, second touch. Magic, no, Astro takes it from him. Percy still keeps it there in the blue half, but they survive again for now with that clear, and Magic has to make a save.
And finally a save from Affinity needed as Affinity continue just to push River Rats back into their zone. It's going to be Magic Bear yet again as River Rats just can't get the ball past mid. Percy! Shot after shot, and Percy gets it done. That's the sweep. We see Affinity move on into the rival series.
Percy does it for Affinity, top shelf. He said, let's go to rival series, boys, and he puts it home. 3-0 sweep for Affinity. Wow, what a series.
The first sweep that we've seen tonight, and it is a deserved one as Affinity continued to just speed up their play, and that was the best we saw them in that overtime session. Several minutes of just dominant play over River Rats, finally culminating to that goal from Percy. Who else? But this was a team effort. I really like this Affinity squad. You guys were right. Really, Ryan was right with the prediction. Ryan, I gotta say, great job, man. You were right all along. Affinity, that was convincing.
Yeah, I felt pretty confident in these guys. It had been a little bit since I'd seen them, but I still felt confident just after all the time I spent watching them. So I felt pretty good about that one. Percy in particular, after game one, I was like, all right, I think Sam's convinced now.
Yeah.
Hey, if not then, I'm convinced now, no doubt.
But let's walk through this one. Affinity, again, like you said earlier, they're the first team to get the 3-0 sweep today, and they did it so well. All of them still 1-point games, so River Rats still held their own pretty well. Sam, I'm going to start with you. What do you think there needs to be changes? You knew this was coming. Do you think they need to change, or should they? You going to stick with your answer and they should stay the same?
For the River Rats, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, they need to look at that last game, especially that overtime, and find out how they could have gotten faster to the ball. We saw a team in Affinity that really started to believe in themselves. You could see that in their play. Every time they went up, they knew they were going to make a good challenge on the ball. They knew that they were controlling the play. So, yeah, I think, honestly, that is a learning moment for River Rats. 3 very, very good players on that side, but they have to ask themselves, how did they let Affinity push them back so much? Because in the end, that was an impressive performance.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I feel like Affinity just kicked it up to that next level. I don't think any of the teams here today, bar maybe 1 or 2, could have kept up with that. It looked like they were on a mission, right? They were not going to stop until they hit Rival Series at the end of Game 3. They wanted no Game 4. They wanted no Game 5. Forget that. They were qualifying overtime Game 3, and the River Rats, they tried their best. I mean, they made some wonderful plays at the end of that game, and they really tried to get back on the offensive side. I don't know what you can do other than just hope the ball goes in eventually.
Yeah, I mean, just the Affinity pressure is insane. These guys really know how to get in that offensive motion and just keep throwing shots on net. Before we kind of wind things down here, real quick, Hunted, I'll start with you. Who was your MVP for that matchup?
Yeah, I just very quickly, I want to say that I am so happy that Affinity made it in. Percy and Jordan in particular are 2 players that I started my casting career casting. I mean, they were, all the way back to the Ranked Hoops. Shout out to the Ranked Hoops guys. They're awesome. If you don't know about them, go look them up. But, I've watched them for so long. It's so awesome to see them finally make it. And, I got to say Percy has to be MVP for me. Magic really won Game 2. Like, Magic was awesome in Game 2. But Percy, I mean, the game winner to qualify, I got to give it to him.
That's tough, though. I like Magic. I like your comment on Magic. Really did a great job to push a lot of those plays, find some of those plays in the moments right when Affinity needed him. So I like Magic, but honestly, it was a really team effort. I don't know that we should really call out any one player for the team, because especially that overtime in the end, they were playing as good as a team can, filling in for each other, making sure that even if there were mistakes made, someone was always there to back them up. So honestly, that was a complete team effort, and I could really appreciate that. Definitely deserving was Affinity to get their way into the Rival Series.
Yeah, I mean, it always is hard to pick out a singular player on that team in particular, but congratulations to Affinity. They have made their way into the Rival Series. For those of you who are just joining us from the RLCS broadcast, the Rival Series is right below RLCS. These are the players who you may be watching on that stream one day, so you better keep a close eye on the rest of this stream. But we're going to have to bid farewell to Hunted and Sam as we bring in Dazarin and Meet and Greek when we come back from our break. But real quick, if you want to get a sweet hat like this one, you should be checking out our store. That's store.rivalesports.com. We have a bunch of hats, shirts, jackets, all that stuff. You've got to go check it out. Some pretty neat stuff over there. But that is going to do it here. Congratulations once more to Affinity. 3 spots remain for the Rival Series. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Bye.